Scoopers are some of the most dangerous entities in the backrooms. They spawn on level 5 YUM. They lurk in the shadows and wield comically large spoons that could scoop up the entire world's cereal supply. If you find yourself caught in their eerie gaze, run, as they will come at you with their giant spoon, intent on scooping you up like an unsuspecting scoop of ice cream. If they smack you with their spoon, you will die. If you are in the backrooms and you happen to come across a piece of cheese on the ground, run. It means that there is a cheese wizard nearby. The cheese wizard is an entity that roams level 589 and is known to be very dangerous. If he gets close to you, he will scream Mozzarella metamorphosis, and you will be transformed into a block of cheese. To avoid this, if you have a cup of milk and a quarter, you can give them to the cheese wizard and he will leave you be. If you don't, let's just say you're not in for a good time. Another dangerous entity that can be found in the backrooms is the Shadow Graver. This entity is extremely hostile when exposed to light. It can be found in level FU135, also known as the Darker Darkrooms. The Shadow Graver will chase and destroy any light source found within FU135, including flashlights, glow sticks, and lava lamps. To safely navigate level FU135, make sure you have no light-producing objects on you. However, if you dare bring light into the Shadow Graver's lair, you will die. What is the most dangerous level in the backrooms? You are probably thinking of levels like level 0 or level fun, but there is one level that is the most dangerous of them all. Level 73,621, also known as the tax rooms, is a dangerously deadly level. In this level, there are thousands of pin pads asking you for tips, and a deadly BMW driver who will pay as much money as possible to run you over. To survive this level, you will have to steal the BMW driver's credit card, locate the golden pin pad, and pay the level exit fee. If you don't, you will die. One of the weirdest levels in the backrooms is level 83.4, otherwise known as the room rooms. The room rooms have many rooms in them, and if you look inside those rooms, you can find a passive entity known as the roommate. The roommate will lead you from room to room in the room rooms. If you follow the roommate into these rooms, he will help you get to the next level. However, be aware of the Roomba, an evil entity in the room rooms. If it vacuums you up, you will die. If you are in the backrooms and you stink, be on the lookout for the Stench Seeker. The Stench Seeker is an evil entity that will spawn if your hygiene level is less than 5 out of 10. This entity can detect even the faintest whiff of unwashed wanderers, hunting them down, eager to teach them the importance of a good shower. To avoid the Stench Seeker, spray yourself with some deodorant, or rub your entire body with some butter. However, be careful, because if you come across and spray yourself with some OD convention, the Stench Seeker will immediately smell how awful you smell and you will die. If you were to fall asleep in the backrooms normally, this would encourage evil entities to attack you in your sleep, and it would be very unsafe. However, there is a way to get sleep and be safe. To get the safest sleep possible, you need to follow these steps. Step 1. Collect a bottle of mustard and a bar of soap. Step 2. Get to level 91.7, also known as the bedrooms. Step 3. Rub mustard on your face and place the bar of soap under a pillow in the bedrooms. With this set up, you can now sleep in the backrooms and be safe from any evil entities. Take note of this, because if you fall asleep in the wrong place, you will die. If you manage to no-clip through level 0, you may find yourself teleported into C21H3002, also known as the Grow Rooms. Many useful items can be found here, like weeds, dandelions, and Venus flytraps. Also, snacks can be found like Broins and Cheetos. However, an evil entity simply known as 12 is always watching. They patrol around the Grow Rooms and harass wanderers for petty theft. Make sure they don't see you taking any items, or else you will die. If you are in the backrooms and sense that you are being watched, it's likely that you are being observed by an entity known as Barry the Boulder. Barry the Boulder is a passive entity that spawns on every level, and at times he will teleport around you to simply see what you are doing. If you ask him for help, he will give you one of two random items, a glue stick or a can of shaving cream. Use these items wisely or else you will die. While you traverse the backrooms, if you come across some chewed up wires, be on the lookout for an evil entity known as Bruno. He spawns in every single level and is hard to avoid. Bruno is a fast, evil entity that somewhat resembles a bunny that is always hungry and thirsty, and if you let him get too close to you, he will eat you. Worry not. If you have his favorite food, sunflower seeds, you can fend him off and escape to a safer area. If not, you will die. If the entities in the backrooms manage to catch up to you and kill you, you must be prepared for what happens next. Your soul will leave your body and be transported to a new dimension called the Redemption Rooms. This room resembles a classroom with a rollout TV in it. The only food that can be found in this classroom are 5-centimeter thin pizza slices on paper plates. To escape the Redemption Rooms and be brought back to life, you must watch the movie Bridge to Terabithia on the TV for 100 million hours. If you don't, you will die. One of the scariest levels in the backrooms is Level ETS, also known as Escape the School. To escape this level, you will have to collect 3 keys which you get by completing 3 different quizzes, an English, Science, and Geography one. Once you have all 3 keys, if you head to the entrance of this level and yell Escape the School, you will be teleported to the next level. However, be aware that you will also have to look out for an evil entity known as the Evil Janitor. The Evil Janitor will constantly hunt you down on this level, and if he catches you, you will die. If you are in the backrooms and you hear the sound of a clown horn combined with a jingle of nickels, run. It means that Nickeldom is nearby. Nickeldom is an evil entity that roams level 631 and is known to be insanely dangerous. If he gets close to you, he may troll you in with the idea of buried treasure, but be aware that this is just a trick, and if you fall for this trick, he will reach into your pockets and steal your nickels. To avoid this, if you punch him down one of the many slides in the backrooms, he will leave you be. If you don't, you will die. If for some reason you want to enter the backrooms, you need to no-clip through reality, which is quite hard. But here is a method that is almost guaranteed to work. Step 1. Book a flight to China, as this is an ancient land full of no-clip masters. Step 2. Collect the following items: a Lego brick, a hamburger, and a piece of paper. Step 3. In China, place the Lego brick and piece of paper in the hamburger and eat it. Step 4. Locate John Cena and tell him the secret password Lao Gen Ma. After telling him this, he will punch you in the stomach and this will force you to clip into the backrooms. However, be sure to eat the hamburger before he punches you or else you will die. The safest level in the backrooms is level 52.67, also known as the safe rooms. The safe rooms are a safe place and are full of safes within the safes in the safe rooms. You can find many useful and safe items like safety scissors, safety helmets, and safety shoes. However, be aware that even though this level is deemed safe, there is one neutral entity known as the safe room safers. These entities watch as you take items from the safes in the safe rooms, but if you take too much, they will become evil and you will die. Many people have asked us how to defeat the very scary entities within the backrooms. We have a suggestion. Finding the wackrooms will help train you to defeat entities in the backrooms. Level ZYZZ, also known as the wackrooms, will help wanderers bulk up with muscle and learn how to fight off entities. Passive entities known as spotters can help you with your reps and motivate you to train harder. They can also show you simple balancing exercises. However, lurking in the dark depths of the wackrooms is the evil flying bench that could knock you out, making you vulnerable to other evil entities like Funtime Earl, the evil gym teacher. If you cannot fight back, you will die. While you travel through the backrooms, it is inevitable that you are going to get hungry at some point, and if you don't have any food, fret not, because there is a way for you to satisfy your stomach. One of the ways to feed yourself in the backrooms is to eat the drywall there. If you either bite the wall itself or take a piece off, this can help provide sustenance for your hunger. However, if you eat too much drywall, entities known as the Room Depot employees will arrive and demand you pay for the drywall. You must outrun them or puke up your drywall dinner. If you don't, you will die. The Backrooms is home to many evil entities like Bruno and the Cheese Wizard, but it also has its fair share of friendly entities. The friendliest of them all is the friendliest friender friend. The friendliest friender friend is a friendly entity that spawns on level friend, and if you encounter him, he will become your friend. Becoming friends with the friendliest friender friend will bring tons of benefits, and he will guide you through the Backrooms levels. However, if you attack the friendliest friender friend, you will die. While in the Backrooms, there are a ton of things you can do, but there are some you should avoid. The first thing is to avoid farting loudly, as this can not only alert entities of where you are at, but it can also make you smell bad. The second is ordering a pizza, as if you tell the pizza place where you are, they cannot get to you. The third is watching the movie Transformers: The Last Knight. Not because it'll cause anything to happen, it's just an insanely bad movie, and if you watch it, you will die. Within the Backrooms, you may come across an entity known as a kitty. These entities somewhat resemble a cat, and if you attack Kitty, there are some consequences. If you attack Kitty, it might scratch you back or hiss and meow. Also, it has the ability to scratch your eyeballs out, and that's not good at all. However, not all is lost. If you have some cat treats or catnip, you can feed it to Kitty and it will leave you be. If you don't, you will die. While in the Backrooms, if you come across a suspicious hamburger on the ground, run. It means the Patty Phantom is nearby. The Patty Phantom is a hostile entity that spawns on level 1.12 and is known to be very dangerous. If he gets close to you, he will gobble you up. However, if you manage to defeat him with a flamethrower, you can eat him and get a delicious meal. If you don't though, you will die. While in the Backrooms, if you cheat in there or on your loving partner, you will be exiled to level you cheated. This level is insanely dangerous and lots of bad things will happen. Firstly, evil entities known as the Cheater Pumpkin Eaters will spawn and try to eat you. After this, you will be lit on fire, a black hole will form, meteors will strike. You'll be zapped by lightning, and a tornado will form. If you somehow survive this, you will be given a lollipop as a reward. If not, you will die. If you are in the Backrooms and you come across a dead body covered in glue, run. It means the Glue-Geist is nearby. The Glue-Geist is an evil entity that roams level 882 and is known to be very dangerous. If he gets close to you, he will use his glue magic to glue you to the walls, and lure other more malicious entities to come attack you. To avoid this, simply keep running, as the Glue-Geist is very slow, but if he catches you, you will die. If you are in the Backrooms, be sure to look out for Banban. Banban is an evil entity that spawns on level Garten, also known as the Garbage Game Rooms. If you enter this level, you'll not only find Banban, but other mediocre entities like Opila Bird and Stinger Flynn. These rooms are also full of the most boring puzzles in existence, and the entities there have god-awful voice acting as well. Be careful, because if for some reason you give Banban too much attention, the developers of the game will be so full of themselves and sell out to make the worst games ever, and you will die. If you are in the Backrooms, be sure to look out for Banban. Banban is... While in the Backrooms, if you come across a jar of pickles and a kazoo on the ground, run. It means that the Pickle Zoo is nearby. The Pickle Zoo is an evil entity that spawns on every level, and is known to be super duper dangerous. If the Pickle Zoo gets close to you, he will dump pickle juice on you, making you sticky and stinky. He will then proceed to play his annoying kazoo songs. To avoid this, if you distract the Pickle Zoo and eat him completely, he will leave you be. If not, you will die. While in the Backrooms, if you find yourself stepping into a level covered in an eerie red hue and a distinct vinegary smell in the air, you are at level 441, also known as the Ketchup Catacombs. This realm is full of ketchup on every surface, and it is very creepy. In this level, entities known as the Ketch Soakers will attack you. They will cover you in ketchup and attempt to slow you down. To escape them, if you challenge the Ketch Soakers to a ketchup art duel and create a work of art on the wall, then they will leave you be. However, if you fail this, you will die. While in the Backrooms, chances are you are going to get bored very easily. One way to cure this is to get Wi-Fi so you can browse the internet and the backrooms to get Wi-Fi. Follow these steps. Step 1. Look for an entity known as a router. They are passive and provide Wi-Fi to you. Step 2. Enter the password on the bottom of the router into your device. Step 3. Do a dance for the router. You should now be connected to the backrooms Wi-Fi. There is a daily limit of 5 minutes of browsing, and if you go over this, you will die. While in the backrooms, you may stumble into level 631, also known as the clown rooms. This level is extremely dangerous, as Nickeldom and his goon squad reside there. The clown rooms resemble an eerie circus left to rot, locked away with Nickeldom and his goons. To survive this level, leave a trail of nickels, cheese, and sunflower seeds off a cliff or towards a painted tunnel on a wall. This will lure Nickeldom and his goons away from the level exit. If you don't trick them, you will die. If you were to dream in the backrooms, there are 2 things that can happen. The first is that an evil entity known as Dream will enter your dreams. In your dream, Dream will teleport you to Minecraft, where he will cheat on a speedrun and blame you for it, forcing you to teleport to the level you cheated. The second scenario is that while dreaming, you have a 50% chance to enter the nightmare rooms. In this level, tons of evil entities will spawn and attempt to kill you. If they kill you in your dreams, you will die. The many entities within the backrooms have unique ways of killing their wandering victims. Let's discuss how these entities will kill you if they manage to catch you. Entity code B8NN3Y, also known as Bruno, will munch you up if he catches you with his quick hops. The Pickle Zoo will blow your eardrums out with his awful kazoo songs, then drown you in pickle juice. Don't let the Patty Phantom get too close. Or he will throw you onto his burger grill and cook you up into a tasty burger. Remember, if any of these entities get their hands on you, you will die. While in the backrooms, if you come across a giant red circle on the ground, it means an entity known as Murdoch Beast is nearby. If you enter this circle, Mr. Beast will spawn and a bunch of other wanderers will be teleported to you. Mr. Beast will then announce this is a last to leave the red circle challenge, and the challenge will begin. Beware, tons of tricks will be played on you during this, but if you are the last one standing, you will win 1 million Vietnamese dong. However, if you step out before this, you will die. If you are in the backrooms and hear the sound of a sponge walking combined with a loud laugh, run. It means Sponge Bunch is nearby. Sponge Bunch is an evil entity that spawns on level SB1 to 9 and is said to be very dangerous. If he gets close to you, he will try to trick you in with the idea of jellyfishing, but he will then spank you with his spatula and blow bubbles in your eyes, causing you to go blind, and then will turn you into a Krabby Patty. To avoid this, if you throw a rock or a hot dog at him, this will cause him to explode and leave you be. If you don't, you will die. If you are in the backrooms and you are running low on cash, be on the lookout for an entity known as the Human ATM. The Human ATM is a passive entity that somewhat resembles an old lady, but is very useful. If you have a debit card, approach the Human ATM and place it in her mouth. She will then accept and store your money in a safe place. Or you can use her like an ATM and withdraw money for your mortgage payments. However, be careful to not withdraw too much money, or else you will die. In the backrooms, you are presented with 3 doors. Door number 1 has a 50% chance for you to be taken to level 631 where Nickeldom resides, and a 55% chance to take you back to the beginning of level 0. Door number 2 has a 0.1% chance of letting you escape, and a 99.9% chance for you to be sent to the game show Backrooms Got Talent starring an entity known as Simon Cowell. Door number 3 has a 1000% chance of killing you upon opening it. Choose your door wisely or else you will die.
While in the backrooms, if you hear the sound of a phone ring combined with a honking noise, run. It means Freddy Fazbear is nearby. Freddy Fazbear is a hostile entity that spawns on level FNAF, also known as Freddy Fazbear's Pizza. On this level, you will be tasked with being the restaurant's security guard from 12 AM to 6 AM. During this, other quirky entities like Bonnie, Chica, and Foxy will attack you. To avoid this, use the security cameras and power-operated doors in your office to keep them away. However, be careful because if you run out of power, you will die.
Backrooms level -999,999, also known as the Snack Rooms, is a secret level that can be accessed by finding a golden fridge and entering it. In the Snack Rooms, you can find infinite snacks like bananas, granola bars, and cement mix. So eat up while you can. Also be aware of the Snack Room Snacker, an evil entity that will eat anything it sees. To avoid this, use the snacks in the Snack Rooms to lure the Snack Room Snacker to a pit of lava. Be careful because if you don't, you will die. While in the back rooms, it is inevitable that you are going to get hungry, and a fast way to cure your hunger is by locating a McDonald's. These are scattered throughout all levels, and you can find one by locating and following a French fry arrow. Once there, be on the lookout for an entity known as Ronald McDonald. He is a neutral entity that will take your order. Be aware that if you order too much food or don't have enough money to pay for it, Ronald McDonald will turn you into a chicken nugget and you will die. Within the back rooms, you are presented with 3 different slides, but can only go down one. Slide number 1 is infinite and you will continue sliding forever, but you get 1 pencil for every minute in there. Slide number 2 is a metal slide where you will end up like this cop going down it. Slide number 3 has an 80% chance of taking you to slide number 1, and a 50% chance of sending you to the void. Choose your slide wisely or else you will die. What is the most dangerous entity in the backrooms? You might be thinking of entities like the party-goers, smilers, or skin stealers. But there is one that is even more dangerous. Entity Code MM, also known as Micro Miles, is an evil entity that spawns on level Halloween. If he gets close to you, he will pick you up and take you to his microwave mansion, and he will push you into a microwave. To avoid this, bring a bag of popcorn with you, and instead he will heat up the popcorn, and you can watch a movie together. If you don't, you will die. If you see this video before 2024, we need your help. We need to start the Nickeldom uprising, and you can help us. Step 1. Screenshot this image of Nickeldom and make it your profile picture. Step 2. Comment "I've come for your nickels" on this video, and any other Backrooms content you happen to see. The Nickeldom uprising has begun, and if you don't help us before 2024, you will die. While in the Backrooms, if you come across a giant pyramid in the middle of nowhere, run. It means the Pharaoh is nearby. The Pharaoh is an evil entity that spawns on desert levels and can curse you with the Pharaoh's curse. If you get this curse, you will get an insatiable appetite for sand and begin eating it non-stop. To avoid this and cure yourself, if you grab a crayon and make the Pharaoh eat it, he will disappear and the curse will be lifted. However, should you be foolish and eat too much sand, you will die. What happens if a baby enters the backrooms, if a baby somehow ends up in the backrooms? Here is what happens. Firstly, entities will be nice and kind, giving the baby some baby food, glow sticks, and a squirrel. Secondly, an evil entity known as the Child Muncher will spawn and try to hunt down the baby and eat it. The other entities will use their powers to protect the baby from it. However, should the baby poop itself too much, you will die. What happens if it's your birthday in the backrooms? If it happens to be your birthday and you're in the backrooms, tons of things will happen. Firstly, all entities will be seen wearing a party hat to celebrate. Some entities will also be carrying balloons, and some others might actually sing you happy birthday. Encounter as many as possible to get the most out of your birthday. Secondly, all evil entities will give you a pass and not be mean or kill you. And some might even team up with you to attack other non-birthday wanderers. Use this to your advantage to loot other wanderers. Thirdly, an entity known as the Birthday Basher will spawn. The Birthday Basher is a passive entity that will give you a special big Birthday Basher gift. This could be a nickel, a jar of mayo, or 350 pounds of garlic. However, should you open your gift and not like it, the Birthday Basher will bash you on the head and you will die. What happens if an old person enters the backrooms? If an elderly person manages to end up in the backrooms, here is what happens. Firstly, the old man will be teleported to level 56.2, also known as the retirement rooms. In these rooms, they will meet a passive entity known as the nurse who will look after them. Secondly, they will meet other evil entities known as the ball drummers. The ball drummers will force the old person to join in on their stupid antics, and they will be forced to drum for all eternity. However, should the old person try to escape the retirement rooms and their wretched fate, you will die. What happens if a kid enters the void in the backrooms? If a kid manages to somehow end up in the void within the backrooms, here is what happens. Firstly, the kid will likely scream, cry, and vomit while falling in the void endlessly. However, not all hope is lost, because after 20 minutes of falling, the kid will gain a package containing a parachute, a trumpet, and a cup of ice. After this, an entity known as the claw machine will spawn in. The claw machine is a passive entity that will use its power to attempt to grab the kid out of the void. However, should the claw machine miss and let the kid keep falling forever, you will die. What happens if a blind person enters the backrooms? If a blind person somehow enters the backrooms, here is what happens. Firstly, the entities will help the blind person by giving him a Rubik's Cube and can of Pepsi, and guide him around to level H31P, also known as the hospital rooms. In these rooms, the blind person will meet a passive entity known as the eye doctor. They will then give the blind person special backrooms glasses so they can see once again. After this, the entities will throw a big entity party for the blind person. However, should the blind person yell at any of those entities, you will die. What happens if a deaf person enters the backrooms? If a deaf person somehow enters the backrooms, here is what happens. Firstly, they will receive a care package containing headphones, a box of macaroni, and a slice of bread. Secondly, some entities will come help the deaf person locate an entity known as the ear wizard. The ear wizard is a passive entity who will use his ear wizard magic to help the deaf person hear again. Once the deaf person can hear again, the other entities will take the deaf person to a BTS concert to celebrate. However, should the deaf person have a good taste in music and not like the BTS concert, you will die. What happens if a pregnant person enters the backrooms? If a pregnant person somehow enters the backrooms, here is what happens. Firstly, the entities there will all be passive, as they can detect that the person is pregnant and they don't want to hurt the baby. Secondly, the entities will guide the pregnant person to another entity known as the hospital worker. The hospital worker is a passive entity that will look after the pregnant person. Thirdly, when the pregnant person gives birth, the entities will get the opportunity to name the baby something like Liminal Larry, Almond Water, or Entity Ethan. However, should the pregnant person not like this name, you will die. What happens if a mute person enters the backrooms? If a mute person somehow enters the backrooms, here is what happens. Firstly, the entities there will gift the mute person a microphone, a chicken wing, and a megaphone. Secondly, the entities will guide the mute person to another entity known as the speech sorcerer. The speech sorcerer is a passive entity that will use its powers to cure the mute person, giving them their voice back. Then after this, once the mute person has their voice back, the entities will take the mute person to a karaoke bar where they will drink and sing together. However, should the mute person have a horrible singing voice, you will die. What happens if a dog enters the backrooms? If a dog somehow enters the backrooms, here is what happens. Firstly, the entities there will look at the dog's collar and see if there is a phone number on it. If so, they will use the backroom's back phone to call the dog's owner to let them know where he is. Secondly, while the owner makes their way to the backrooms, the entities will take care of the dog, giving it dog food, water, and 20 pounds of mashed potatoes. Thirdly, the dog will get the ability to speak, but only in the backrooms. However, should the dog pee on any of the entities, you will die.